Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm focusing on types of sandwiches. Our first sandwich video of this week is a wrap style sandwich made with tortillas. I'm making a Mexican pork street style taco. I'm gonna start by making some pickled onion. Now I know a lot of young people, particularly teens that'll be watching this, say, well, I don't like onions. I don't like cutting onions. They make my eyes burn. They make my hands smell funny. Trust me, sometimes when you eat foods, these accompanying foods really make a difference. So we're gonna pickle it. It's a quick pickle. And really what it's gonna do is it's going to transform that onion from being really pungent and just really overly powerful to being more of a mellow, tangy type of pickle with a little bit of white balsamic vinegar in it. I've already placed 3/4 of an ounce of the vinegar in this bowl, and I've already cut up my onion. I did nice thin slices of it, and so being in the pickle, it's also going to help to soften them a little bit, so it's going to make it just that much easier to eat. And of course, the flavor is really going to accompany the interplay with the Mexican spice with the pork taco. So I'm going to put my onion in, and then onto the top of that, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of regular white sugar and a 1/2 teaspoon of regular granulated iodized salt. You could use kosher as well, but I find that the finer grind just really dissolves more quickly. And I'm just gonna stir it up, and that's all you have to do for the pickled onion. I'm just gonna set it aside. Right. Every so often I'll give it a stir just to keep it working. It only needs to take a few minutes for it to be ready, and the onions will last up to 2 weeks in your refrigerator. So if you don't eat them all with the tacos, you can have them with another pork sandwich or other type of roasted meat sandwich another day. All right, this is a pepper. This is a particular kind of pepper. It's a poblano pepper. Recently, you know, with coronavirus, the meme has been about if you cut spicy peppers, wash your hands and don't rub your face because you don't want to get it in your eyes. These aren't quite so spicy, but you do want to be careful. The spiciest part of a pepper is the seeds. I want to show you how to cut it, which a lot of times people aren't really sure how to attack it. So I have my chef knife, and I'm going to kind of cut around the core. So you can see I'm going to cut on each side of that stemmy piece. Okay. And then get each bit out this way. Ooh, I'm getting pepper seeds everywhere. So I want to do a small dice of the peppers, so cutting them into strips and then cutting the peppers into nice dice. Don't forget using your knife skills, keeping that claw shape and keeping your hand away from what the knife is doing. Now, of course, you can make these tacos and you don't have to put poblano peppers in it. If you have bell peppers or you like jalapenos or you want to use no peppers at all, that's fine. But you'll begin to see throughout the preparation of this food that I'm using all different kind of ingredients. We're getting a lot of color. And I find that when you're getting a lot of color in what you're eating, you're also therefore getting a lot of vitamins and minerals. I'm gonna give my pickle another stir. All right. And I've got a little bit of small diced red onion here as well. And I'm gonna go ahead and start cooking the meat. I'm gonna start by putting the pan on medium-high heat. And then adding about a tablespoon of olive oil. All right, the pan's getting hot. I'm gonna go ahead and add ground pork. This is a very lean ground pork. It's an 85-15 blend, which means it's 85% pork, 15% pork fat that they've ground together. You wouldn't want to have it 100% lean, and you could have it. I think it's almost impossible to buy, and it's certainly very expensive. But having a little bit of fat in there is good for the flavor. And remember, we want to eat lean meats, but we also want to have fat in our diet. 30% of our daily caloric intake needs to come from fats, so don't shy away from them. Everything in moderation. You just want to break up the meat as you're going so you don't have any big chunks. And this is going to take anywhere from 4 to 6 minutes to cook through thoroughly. Now all the pork's cooked all the way through. It's been about 5 minutes. To this I want to add then my diced poblano pepper, as well as my diced red onion. Again, you do not have to add these vegetables if you don't want it. I just want to get extra flavor and extra vitamins and nutrients from what I'm eating. Now I'm going to just cook these through a bit, just till the vegetables are softened. Alrighty, the vegetables are beginning to soften, so I want to add a few additional ingredients to this. So I'm not going to use a taco seasoning. I'm actually going to use a fajita seasoning because I like the flavor a little bit better. So I have 2 tablespoons of a good fajita seasoning. I have a tablespoon of chicken stock base because I just think it gives a really good flavor to it. And I also have about a tablespoon of tomato paste. Now I use tomato paste a lot, but I hate it when I open the whole can and then I don't use the whole can. So a lot of times in my kitchen, what I'll keep is the ones that are kind of like a toothpaste tube. This is Cento brand. I don't particularly like one brand better than the other, but this one's convenient for me to get at most of my local grocery stores, and I find it's great because I can just squeeze in what I want, put the cap back on, and stick it back in the refrigerator, and this will last for quite a while. So I have about a tablespoon of tomato paste. And finally, I want to add a little bit of salt and pepper, not too much. And I like to grind my own. And 1/4 cup of water just to make it a little bit saucy. Also, it deglazes the pan slightly so I get up all the goodies at the bottom. All right, I'm gonna stir it all together. You can see the color is really changing with the tomato product, and you're getting more of that more traditional taco meat filling color to it. And it's by no means gonna be bland. And you can see I've deglazed a lot of the goodies on the bottom. Alrighty, it looks like the bell peppers are just about done. I'm sorry, the poblano peppers are just about done. I'm gonna go ahead and put a lid on this pan for about 2 minutes, and then I'm gonna be ready to put my tacos together. Remember, this is a wrap style sandwich. Okay guys, welcome back. With the magic of video editing, we were able to speed this up. The full amount of time that it took for the taco meat to cook was probably about 12 minutes altogether, from the time I put the raw pork in to the time I finished cooking all of the vegetables with it. I forgot to point out earlier that I used 10 ounces of pork, and 10 ounces of pork made quite a bit. It's enough for 6 6-inch style flour tortillas. So I have some other ingredients here. Of course, I have the pickle, you'll recall from earlier. You can see it's even starting to like change color slightly. And of course, the onions are beginning to tenderize and take on a lot more of a softer type of texture to them. I have diced Roma tomatoes, chopped cilantro. I have never experienced that soapy taste that some people say that they've experienced with cilantro. I really enjoy it and use it quite a lot in my Mexican cooking, but you could use something else there or just omit it altogether. I have a sour cream crema, which basically is sour cream, a little chipotle seasoning, a squeeze of lime juice, fresh lime juice, and a little bit of salt and pepper mixed together. You want it to be nice and drizzly. It's going to be kind of like the dressing that holds it all together, or the sandwich spread in this case. And I have a little bit of cheddar cheese and Monterey Jack shredded cheeses together, and I have some lime wedges for garnish, and then if people want to squeeze a little extra zesty or lime juice on top of their taco, they can do that. So I'm going to show you how to put it together. The first thing I'm gonna do is put in some meat. Right. I like to see the cheese get a little bit melty, so I put that on second. The way you build it is really entirely up to you. Right. Next, I add a little bit of tomato. I go in with a little bit of the pickled onion. Keep in mind with the pickled onion, you don't really want to put the pickling juice in with it, so you just want to kind of have the onion part itself. A little bit of the crema drizzled on, and then finally topped with a little bit of the fresh cilantro. And I tell you, the colors in here really tell you that you're getting nutrition with your food. Not only are you getting glorious flavors, you're getting a healthy meal as well. All right, I'm gonna plate them on this platter. All right, I filled all 6 tacos, speeded it up so you didn't have to sit through and have your mouth watering the entire time. I hope that when you look at this, you really do see a thing of beauty. I think it's still missing one thing though. You know how I am about garnishing. I always think presentation is super important because of course we eat with our eyes first. So you just add a few lime wedges just to make it look extra special. And then this way also too, if people decide they want to squeeze a little bit of extra zesty lemon juice on their taco, they can do that. All right, everybody, here we are. We have 6 Mexican style street tacos made with ground pork.